Now, the importance of diversity across society and in business has never been higher on the agenda. But how to make sure words turn into concrete action? Well, today, a group of business leaders, including from the likes of Sky, Sainsbury's, Tesco, John Lewis and PwC, have committed to reporting on progress made on black inclusion in annual reports. Well, joining me now to discuss this is Suki Sandhu OBE, founder and CEO of consultancy INvolve, who led the initiative. Suki, welcome to you. Is it a given that businesses have failed to do enough to improve racial diversity in the workforce?
I don't think they've failed to do enough. I think their priorities may have been somewhere else. And I think the protest of Black Lives Matter kind of has meant that this isn't an issue that they can ignore anymore. Hence why we have these commitments that business leaders have signed up to.
But it's interesting, you think this is accidental rather than deliberate, the way events have turned out?
Well, I wouldn't say it's accidental, but I mean, the fact that they're agreeing to take the actions that are listed in the letter, I think shows that they're serious about actually wanting to do something and ensuring that their black community is heard within their businesses.
Are you drawing a distinction here between specifically black Britons and people of Asian descent?
I think the house that's on fire right now is the black community, if you think about Black Lives Matter, so we do need to focus on them. But the commitments within the letter are focusing on the black community as well as the wider ethnic minority community too.
And are there enough black candidates out there, potentially as candidates for boardroom positions, in your view?
Absolutely. The talent is there, it just has to be found. And ultimately, they need to be given the opportunity to go forward for the role, as well as following an inclusive recruitment process to try and mitigate any bias that's preventing them getting there.
Right, so if the talent's out there, why isn't it actually getting these seats on the board? Is that the fault of your industry, the headhunting industry, or does it go deeper than that?
Well, I mean, I have to put my hand up and say, yeah, I do think our industry is guilty of the fact that they haven't done enough. I mean, I've been banging the drum of representation in business for over 9 years in Audeliss. And I think the kind of genuine change we're seeing in perception and action seems very different and very real this time round. And I think a lot of the time when an organization goes out to hire a board member, they sometimes might try and see the same network or individuals within that, but they have to widen that talent pool. And I think there's a really big problem around the misconception that if you're doing diversity hiring, it means you're compromising on quality, which is not the case. The whole point of diversity hiring is about widening the gate, not lowering the bar, and that's what Audeliss does.
I just wonder why you think this initiative is necessary when we've already got the Parker Review going on with all of its efforts to try and increase representation of black and minorities on British boards.
Yeah, I mean, the Parker Review is not what we're doing with this letter is not to take away what the Parker Review is doing. This is to add more action in business. And the Parker Review is very much focused on the board. What this letter is also, the commitments in the letter are very much looking at the executive pipeline. So the action of companies ensuring that they're setting targets for diverse candidates for every position in the organization, not just at the exec level, is one of the key takeaways from the commitments.
All right, Suki Sandhu, great to talk to you. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.